They call it nature's perfect food, the ultimate breakfast. 6 grams of complete protein, every essential amino acid, brain fuel, eye protection, and bone support, all wrapped in a shell that costs less than 30 cents. But what if I told you that millions of seniors are eating eggs in ways that silently spike inflammation, create toxic compounds in their arteries, starve their brain of its most essential nutrient, and cancel out nearly every health benefit this incredible food is supposed to deliver? Because behind the simple, wholesome image of a morning egg, there is a darker reality. According to a comprehensive review in the journal Lipids in Health and Disease, one common cooking mistake turns the cholesterol in eggs into oxidized compounds that directly fuel arterial plaque buildup. National survey data from NHA-NES shows that over 90% of Americans are deficient in choline, a nutrient found almost entirely in the part of the egg most seniors throw straight into the trash. And the World Health Organization has classified the food most people eat alongside their eggs as a Group 1 carcinogen, the same category as tobacco smoking. And seniors over 60 are the most at risk. Why? Because aging bodies process cholesterol differently. Because weakened stomach linings are more vulnerable to carcinogenic compounds. And because the nutrients your brain and eyes are losing every single year are the exact ones these mistakes destroy. In this video, we reveal the 5 most dangerous egg mistakes seniors are making, ranked from risky to absolutely devastating. And stick around for number 1, because it is not about what you remove or what you avoid. It is about what you are not adding to your plate. And a groundbreaking study from Purdue University proved it can multiply the nutritional power of your eggs by up to 8 times. Every single research source is linked in the description below. Now, before we dive in, here is a quick question. How many eggs do you eat per week? And how do you usually cook them? Tell me in the comments. I read and reply to every single one, because your experiences help shape every video we make. Now, let us begin with number 5. Mistake number 5. Throwing away the yolk. This is the mistake that has been drilled into an entire generation. Doctors said it. Magazines repeated it. Even hospital cafeterias served egg white omelets as the heart-healthy option. And millions of seniors are still doing it, tossing the golden center into the trash, thinking they are protecting their heart. But here is what that habit is actually costing you. The yolk is where almost all of the egg's most critical nutrients live. Vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin E, omega-3 fatty acids, selenium, and one nutrient that most seniors have never even heard of, but desperately need: choline. Choline is an essential nutrient that your brain requires to produce acetylcholine, the primary neurotransmitter responsible for memory, focus, and muscle control. Without enough choline, your brain literally cannot send clear signals. According to National Dietary Survey data from NHA-NES, over 90% of Americans do not consume enough choline. Seniors are the most deficient group of all. A single large egg yolk contains approximately 147 milligrams of choline, roughly 27% of the daily adequate intake. Throw away the yolk, and you are throwing away over 90% of the egg's choline content. But it gets even more serious for your eyes. Egg yolks are one of the richest dietary sources of lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 carotenoids that accumulate in the retina, forming a protective shield against blue light damage and oxidative stress. A landmark study published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition found that older adults who consumed just 1 egg per day for 5 weeks increased their blood levels of lutein by 26% and zeaxanthin by 38%, without any increase in cholesterol levels. These compounds are directly linked to reducing the risk of age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss in seniors. Meet Harold, 68, a retired school teacher from Ohio. For over a decade, Harold ate egg white omelets every morning, convinced he was keeping his heart safe. But over the years, his memory felt cloudier, and his eye doctor flagged early signs of macular degeneration. When a nutritionist reviewed his diet, the first thing she noticed was the missing yolks. Harold started eating whole eggs again, soft-boiled, with the yolk still slightly runny. Within 3 months, his eye exam showed no further progression, and he told his wife that mornings felt sharper again. The fix is simple. Eat the whole egg. The Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health now states that for most people, dietary cholesterol from eggs has a minimal impact on blood cholesterol levels. 1 to 2 whole eggs per day is perfectly safe for most healthy seniors and delivers a package of essential nutrients that no egg white omelet can match. But even if you are eating the whole egg, this next mistake could be silently turning a perfect food into something harmful. And it happens right on your stovetop. Number 4. Cooking your eggs at too high temperature. Here is something most people have never considered. The way you cook your eggs can actually change their chemistry. And if you are blasting them on high heat every morning, you could be creating compounds inside the egg that your body was never designed to handle. When cholesterol is exposed to high temperatures, it undergoes oxidation, producing compounds known as oxysterols. A 2019 study published in the European Food Research and Technology Journal found that cooking cholesterol-rich foods like eggs at high temperatures significantly increases the formation of these oxidized cholesterol products. A comprehensive 2017 review in the journal Lipids in Health and Disease documented how oxysterols are directly involved in the development and progression of atherosclerosis. These oxidized cholesterol compounds trigger inflammation in your blood vessel walls, promote the formation of foam cells, the building blocks of arterial plaque, and accelerate the narrowing of arteries that leads to heart attacks and strokes. In other words, it is not the cholesterol in the egg that is the problem. It is what happens to that cholesterol when you overcook it. And the damage does not stop there. High heat cooking also degrades heat-sensitive vitamins in the egg. Research from Newcastle University found that scrambling and poaching at moderate temperatures retained the most vitamin D, while prolonged high heat methods caused significant nutrient loss. Your crispy fried egg with those crunchy brown edges might look delicious, but you are losing vitamin D, omega-3 fatty acids, and B vitamins with every extra minute on high heat. Meet Patricia, 71, a retired nurse from Florida. Every day, she cracked 2 eggs into a screaming hot cast iron skillet and cooked them until the edges turned golden brown and crispy. But her cardiologist flagged rising inflammation markers during a routine blood test. The nutritionist explained that consistently cooking eggs at very high temperatures was likely creating oxysterols. Patricia switched to soft-boiled eggs and gentle scrambling on low-medium heat. 6 weeks later, her C-reactive protein levels had noticeably dropped. The fix? Cook your eggs gently. Soft-boil, poach, or scramble on low to medium heat. If you are scrambling, they should look soft and slightly wet when you take them off the heat, not dry and rubbery. If you prefer fried eggs, use medium-low heat with a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. Treat them gently, and they will treat your body gently in return. But before we continue, if you have been enjoying this video so far, hit the like button and do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you do not miss more videos like this. Because this next mistake involves something sitting in your fridge right now, and it is far more dangerous than you think. Mistake number 3. Eating eggs with processed meats. Bacon and eggs, ham and eggs, sausage and eggs. These are some of the most iconic breakfast combinations in the world, And for millions of seniors, it is the breakfast they grew up with and still eat today. But the science on this one is clear, and it is not good. In October 2015, the International Agency for Research on Cancer, the cancer research arm of the World Health Organization, classified processed meat as a Group 1 carcinogen. That is the same category as tobacco smoking. A working group of 22 international experts reviewed over 800 studies and concluded that processed meats, including bacon, sausage, ham, and hot dogs, are directly linked to colorectal cancer. Each 50-gram portion eaten daily, roughly 2 strips of bacon, increases the risk of colorectal cancer by 18%. Here is where eggs come into the picture. Processed meats contain sodium nitrites. When these nitrites interact with amino acids in your stomach, particularly the high-protein environment created when you eat eggs alongside processed meat, they can form compounds called nitrosamines. Nitrosamines are classified as probable carcinogens and have been linked to cancers of the stomach, esophagus, and colon. For seniors, the risk is compounded because your stomach's protective mucus lining thins with age, making it more vulnerable to these damaging compounds. Meet Robert, 74, a retired firefighter from Texas. Robert was a bacon and eggs man his whole life. 3 strips of thick-cut bacon, 2 fried eggs every single morning. When he was diagnosed with early-stage colorectal polyps during a routine colonoscopy, his gastroenterologist did not tell him to stop eating eggs. He told him to stop eating them with processed meat. Robert replaced the bacon with half an avocado and a handful of sautéed spinach. At his follow-up colonoscopy 18 months later, no new polyps had formed, and his blood pressure had dropped 8 points. The fix is straightforward. Stop pairing your eggs with processed meats. Instead, pair them with avocado, sautéed spinach or kale, sliced tomatoes, or smoked wild-caught salmon. These combinations do not just remove the danger, they actively amplify the nutritional power of your eggs, as you will see when we get to mistake number 1. But first, this next mistake is about the eggs themselves. Not how you cook them, not what you eat with them, but which ones you buy. And the difference is enormous. Number 2, buying the wrong kind of eggs. Walk into any grocery store, and you will see a wall of egg cartons covered in labels. Conventional, cage-free, free-range, organic, pasture-raised, omega-3 enriched. The options are overwhelming, and the marketing is deliberately confusing. Most seniors grab the cheapest option, or whichever says cage-free because it sounds humane. But here is the truth. Not all eggs are created equal, and the nutritional differences between the best and worst options are staggering. Research from Penn State University's College of Agricultural Sciences compared pasture-raised eggs to conventional caged eggs. Pasture-raised eggs contained twice as much vitamin E and more than double the total omega-3 fatty acids. Other analyses have found up to 3 times more vitamin D and significantly higher beta-carotene levels, which gives their yolks that deep, vibrant orange color compared to the pale yellow of conventional eggs. The difference comes down to what the hens eat. Conventional hens are kept in cramped barns and fed processed grain pellets. Pasture-raised hens roam outdoors, foraging on grasses, insects, worms, and seeds, the foods chickens evolved to eat. Now let us decode the labels quickly. Cage-free simply means no individual cages, but the hens may still be packed in a barn with no outdoor access. Free-range means some outdoor access, but in practice, this can be as little as a small concrete patio. Pasture-raised is the gold standard, with certified humane standards requiring at least 108 square feet of outdoor space per bird. Meet Dorothy, 66, a retired bookkeeper from Michigan. Dorothy always bought the cheapest eggs, $1.99 for a dozen. But after her doctor flagged deficiencies in both vitamin D and omega-3 fatty acids, her nutritionist suggested switching to pasture-raised eggs. Dorothy was hesitant about the price, around $5 to $6 a dozen. But when she compared it to buying separate vitamin D and omega-3 supplements at $12 a month, she realized pasture-raised eggs were actually cheaper per nutrient delivered. After 2 months, her vitamin D levels had improved noticeably without adding any supplements. Buy pasture-raised eggs whenever possible. Look for certified humane or animal welfare-approved seals. If those are beyond your budget, organic free-range is the next best choice. You are going to eat eggs anyway. Spending an extra $3 per dozen could be one of the highest return health investments you make all week. But even if you are buying the best pasture-raised eggs on the market, cooking them perfectly, and skipping the processed meat, this final mistake can quietly cancel out much of the benefit. And the fix is so simple, it might surprise you. Mistake number 1: eating eggs without the right pairing. This is the mistake that shocked me the most when I first discovered the research, because it is not about doing something wrong. It is about missing a massive opportunity that is hiding in plain sight. Eggs eaten alone are a good source of nutrition, but eggs eaten with certain foods become something far more powerful. And the science behind this is remarkable. A groundbreaking 2015 study from Purdue University, published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, changed how nutritionists think about eggs forever. Researchers fed participants the same vegetable salad containing tomatoes, carrots, baby spinach, lettuce, and goji berries under 3 conditions: with no eggs, with 1.5 scrambled eggs, and with 3 scrambled eggs. Then, they measured how much of the vegetable's carotenoids actually made it into the bloodstream. The results were extraordinary. The group that ate the salad with 3 eggs absorbed 3 to 8 times more carotenoids than the group that ate the salad with no eggs. 3 to 8 times. Not a modest improvement, a transformation. Why? Because carotenoids are fat-soluble compounds. They need fat to dissolve and pass through your intestinal walls into your bloodstream. And the fat in egg yolks is the perfect vehicle. A naturally occurring blend of phospholipids, cholesterol, and triglycerides that creates what scientists call ideal lipid micelles for carotenoid transport. In plain language, the fat in the yolk wraps around these plant nutrients and carries them directly into your blood where your body can use them. This means that when you eat a veggie omelet or pair your eggs with a colorful salad, you are not just getting the nutrition from the eggs plus the nutrition from the vegetables. You are unlocking dramatically more nutrition from the vegetables than you would get eating them alone. It is 1 + 1 = 5. A follow-up study from the same Purdue team in 2016 found that adding eggs to a salad also increased absorption of vitamin E by 4 to 7 times, a powerful antioxidant most seniors do not get enough of. Meet Evelyn, 70, a retired librarian from Oregon. Evelyn had been eating 2 soft-boiled eggs every morning, plain with just salt and pepper. When her ophthalmologist warned that her macular pigment density was thinning, her nutritionist suggested one change: eat eggs alongside colorful vegetables every time. Evelyn started making a simple morning plate: 2 soft-boiled eggs, baby spinach, cherry tomatoes, a quarter of an avocado, and a squeeze of lemon. At her 6-month follow-up, her macular pigment density had stabilized. Never eat eggs alone if you can help it. Always pair them with colorful vegetables. A veggie omelet with spinach, tomatoes, and bell peppers is one of the most nutrient-dense meals any senior can eat. Think of eggs as an absorption amplifier. They do not just nourish you, They help everything around them nourish you better. Let us bring everything together. Eggs are one of nature's most extraordinary foods for seniors. A single egg delivers complete protein with all 9 essential amino acids, including leucine, the amino acid most critical for preventing age-related muscle loss. It delivers choline for your brain, lutein and zeaxanthin for your eyes, vitamin D for your bones, and selenium for your immune system. But only if you eat them the right way. Throw away the yolk and you lose over 90% of the egg's most critical nutrients. Cook them at too high a temperature, and you create oxysterols that fuel inflammation and arterial plaque. Eat them with processed meats, and you introduce nitrosamines that increase your cancer risk. Buy conventional eggs instead of pasture-raised, and you get a fraction of the vitamin D and omega-3s your body needs. Eat them alone, and you miss the 3 to 8-fold absorption boost that turns a good breakfast into a great one. Every one of these mistakes is easy to fix. So here is your action plan, starting tomorrow morning. Buy pasture-raised eggs. Keep the yolk. Cook them gently. Skip the bacon and pair them with spinach, tomatoes, avocado, or any colorful vegetable you enjoy. Do this consistently, and you are giving your body one of the most complete, affordable, nutrient-dense meals available anywhere in the world. Which of these 5 mistakes have you been making? Tell me in the comments below. I read every single one. If this video helped you see eggs in a completely new way, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss another video. We publish new, science-backed senior health tips every week, helping you move better, think sharper, and live stronger after 60. Share this video with someone you love who eats eggs. It could change their morning forever. Thanks for watching.